Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm going to try this again because I taped this video already. Taped it last evening with the intention of getting it uploaded today. However, just under 5 minutes into the video, my microphone died on me. And there was no audio the entire rest of the video, so it was literally just me showing you shapes and pointing to papers and writing things with no voice whatsoever, which for some people might be a good thing, but ended up not having a video or audio with the video for about 80% of the video. So we're going to try this again. Fresh papers, fresh take. It was good practice, I guess. It's good to practice things. But I had so much fun doing it, I'm kind of glad we're doing this video a second time. So, like I said in previous videos, in the graphing videos, I have been waiting for certain things to get here to do these solid object videos. And that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to do this video right here talking about just solid objects, and I'm going to show you hardcore examples, okay, real world examples of what each of these objects is. And then the next video I'm going to put together kind of combines some of these things that we're going to talk about today. But we're talking solid objects, solid figures, 3D shapes. Okay? And I'm going to put that up here, 3-dimensional. Or 3D. That's what all of these shapes are. And the reason I wanted to wait, now you can see the word, the reason I wanted to wait and do this video once I had these actual concrete pieces of things to use is because on paper, it's a little bit trickier to see what this is. Technically, you can draw a 3D object to make it look 3D, but it's still flat. So, to really make this video make sense, I wanted to wait until I have the items that I'm going to show you in just a moment. So, we've got 3-dimensional 3D shapes. That's what we're talking about today. I've got these 6 that you're seeing right here. And then I've got some other ones I'm going to show you as well that we're not going to use quite as much, but mainly these 6 are what we're going to talk about in this video. So, this first one right here. You see we get some dotted lines in some of these, and that just shows the back side, some of these back edges that we cannot physically see if we were just going to draw it on a sheet of paper. If you took away those lines, those dotted lines, you would just see the front side of a shape. Okay? But this one right here is a cube. Now a cube is like dice, okay, where every face, and that's another word I'm going to put on here, okay, a face is a flat surface on a 3D shape. And we're going to keep that up there as well. I'm going to be using that word face a lot because a side is what one of the straight lines on a 2-dimensional shape is. Okay, that's what we call a side. One of those sides that you're going to see in one of these 3D shapes, and I'll show you the cube right here, is an edge. Okay, and this is one of the things I've been to see. It's much better to look at one of these than it is to look at just a flat shape. This right here is a cube. Every one of these faces, okay, that flat surface, that flat surface, that flat surface, all 6 of them are the same size. They have the same area. We talked about area in a video a while back. And that means they take up that much flat space. Okay, inside of all these edges, they have the same amount of space. And that is what makes a cube special. A cube, all 6 faces are the same. Now, edges, we talked about that word edge. That's where 2 faces meet. This pointy edge right here. Okay? And there are a whole bunch of them on here as well. But that is a cube. That's what makes that one special. Okay, so it's got 6 square faces, all the same size. This one right here, you could see a few different versions of. It's a pyramid. That's what we call those. And let me dig through my shape box here to get my pyramid out. Here it is. This is my pyramid, and coincidentally, it actually looks just like the one in the picture, which is kind of helpful. Now, a pyramid has a base that is a face, kind of like one of these. Okay, it's got a face, it's got a 2D shape, just like this. This one happens to be a square. We've got a square on the bottom. Okay? And then, rising up to the top, we have triangles. We have a triangle for every edge of this shape. Okay, that's on the bottom. So right now we have 4 edges on that square. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles that come up to a point on the very top. And you've seen pyramids in, if you've ever been to Egypt, maybe you've been to Egypt or parts of Africa that have pyramids. But these are very, very popular. Okay, this is a very, very common sight. A lot of times you're going to see a pyramid that looks just like this. Or maybe it's going to have a triangle on the bottom, in which case it would only have 3 edges, which means we'd only have 3 triangles coming up to a point. Okay, but that is a pyramid. And there are other times in your life that you might see pyramid-shaped things, but a lot of times when you think about a pyramid, you just think of pyramids, the Egyptian pyramids, because they're the most common, most popular type of pyramid-shaped object. Okay, but that's what that is. Okay, you've got a shape on the bottom that makes up a base, and then there's a triangle for each one of those edges that come up to a point on the very top, and that is what a pyramid is. You could have a triangle on the bottom, a square, you could have a hexagon, whatever it happens to be. Yeah, you could have whatever shape on the bottom, but there's just that many triangular faces meeting at a point, depending on whatever shape you have on the bottom. It's a pentagon, you've had 5, hexagon, you got 6, octagon on the bottom, you've got 8. So that is a pyramid. I'm not going to write a specific type of pyramid because there are many different kinds. This one right here, I am going to make a change from the video that I taped last night. I did give that one a specific name, but we're just going to call that a prism for now, because I'm going to show you a few different kinds. Now, first off, the one that looks most similar to this one is right here. Okay, it's not quite as long, doesn't look quite as long and skinny, but it's the same type of prism. And a prism has a shape on one end, same shape on the other end, and it's going to have some rectangles that are going to stretch out to fill in that space. So in this case, we happen to have a rectangle on this end, a rectangle on this end, and then because rectangles have 4 edges and 4 sides, we're going to have 4 rectangles going around the outside that connect those 2 edge rectangles. So that's a rectangular prism because it has rectangles on the edges, or on both ends, I should say. That's a rectangular prism. I'll put that one there. What if I have this one that happens to have a triangle on both ends with rectangles connecting? That is a triangular prism. We name it based on whatever is on the edge, okay, or whatever's on the end. You say an edge, whatever's on each end. Okay. So in this case, we have triangles on each end, so it is a triangular prism. I'm going to stand them up like this so you can see the ends on them, the end shape. This one right here is also a prism, but this one happens to have 6 edges on the shape because it is a hexagon. Hexagon on each end and 6 long rectangles connecting the 2 hexagons. That is a hexagonal prism right there. And then I can grab this one. How many does this one have? Well, it looks like a stop sign. Tells me that it's got 8 different sides because it is an octagon. Octagon on that end, octagon on that end, with a whole bunch of long, skinny rectangles connecting the 2 octagons. That is an octagonal prism. You kind of see the pattern at this point. Then, we got one more prism here for you. On the end, we have a square. On this end, we have a square. And connecting those squares are 4 long rectangles. That would be a square prism. Technically, a cube is also a prism, but it's a very special type of prism. That's why we call it a cube. Just like a square is technically a rectangle, but a square is a special rectangle, so it's called a square. This one is a square prism. Okay. Square on the end, long rectangles connecting them. So all of these are different types of prisms that you could see. I'm going to try not to hit my camera as I'm moving these. I did that a couple times last night. We're going to fix that for this video. All right, so those are out of the way. Next up, we have this guy right here that looks like a can of soup or a can of soda or pop, wherever you're from. That is called a cylinder. And I've got two different cylinders here for you. One that is tall and skinny, just like the one in the picture. What's special about a cylinder? Lost my train of thought there for a second. What is special about a cylinder is we've got a circle here, we got a circle here. That is what a cylinder has. Unlike a prism where it could have any number of shapes on the end, a cylinder has got to have a circle on each end. And then you notice there's no rectangles, it's just a long, rounded thing connecting the two circles. Okay, could be longer, or it could be like this one that is shorter, that looks more like a soup can. But what makes a cylinder special is the two circles that are connected around the edge. Okay, it is a three-dimensional circle, a long circle. Okay, but if you unpeeled all the stuff on the outside, you would get a rectangle. But it's just all connected, it just never ends. Okay, so circles on each end, flat surface around the outside, those are cylinders. Think of a soup can, think of a pop can. This next one, though, this is truly a round three-dimensional circle. And this one, you might call it a ball. It is technically called a sphere. That PH is going to make that F sound, so a sphere. And here's a sphere. Completely round, nice and smooth, kind of looks like a planet now that I look at it. Looks kind of like Jupiter, actually. But I really, really like the look of a sphere. It's just very, very satisfying. It's round, it's smooth, it's just perfect. If you were to cut this open and measure anywhere from the very middle of this sphere to any other point on the outside of this sphere, it would be the same distance from the middle to any other point on the outside of this thing. It is truly a three-dimensional circle. It is awesome. I just love spheres. Of all the shapes, all three-dimensional shapes, I think I like the sphere the most. There's just something special about those. And there goes the sphere. I was going to hopefully try to keep it on the table. We're going to have to put it back in the bucket. But that is the sphere. It could be a tennis ball, it could be a basketball, it could be a bowling ball, it could be a wooden one like that, whatever it happens to be. It could be a marble. Okay? As long as it's a perfectly round shape, same distance from the middle out to any point on that shape, it is a sphere. And then the last one here is a cone. And it just is what it is. It's a cone. If you think of an ice cream cone, that's what it is. You see a traffic cone on the side of the road. That is a cone. It's got another shape on it, which we'll talk about in the next video, but this is a cone. You could have it like this. You could have it like this. Whatever you would like. Okay? But that is a cone. And then I'll show you the other shape that I have in the bucket right away. This is called a hemisphere. Okay, this is half of a sphere. If you take, I'll set down the cone there. You take this and cut it in half, you get this. Okay, so two of these would be equal to one of these. And you can put that right on top, and hey, you got an ice cream cone right there. Bingo, well, that was fun. Okay, anyway, so yeah, that is a cone. It's got a circle on the bottom. It's like a pyramid, but it's got a circle on the bottom, and there's no triangles along the side. It just comes up to a point. So a circle on the bottom comes up to a point on the very top. Okay, so that is the difference between, and I'll show you the difference here, between a pyramid and a cone. Okay, the pyramid, if you look from the top, you can clearly see triangles. If you look down straight from the top of a cone, it just goes down to a circle. Okay, and there's the bases of those two as well. Square on that pyramid and a circle on the cone. All right, so let's practice a couple of these quickly, and then we will wrap this video up, and then I will move on, and I'll get one more that I'm going to upload right away as well, having to do with all these shapes. So we just talked about that one. That is a cone. Circle on the bottom meets at a point up on top. A sphere, perfectly round three-dimensional shape. We got it looks like all of those faces are the same size. They have the same area, so that would be a cube. And then, of course, we just talked about this one as well, a pyramid. Right there, whatever shape on the bottom that we want other than a circle. And triangles meeting up to a point on the very top. And then here are some real-world objects that could be made out of a 3D, that are 3D shapes. First one, I will get a book right here for you. Here's a book. This is my Sudoku book that I've been working on for far too long, but it is a book. You notice we got a big rectangle here, big rectangle on the bottom, and smaller rectangles along the sides. That tells me that it is not a cube, but that it is it's a rectangular prism. We're just going to call it a prism. Technically a rectangular prism, we're just going to call it a prism. These right here, they are pyramids. This one right here looks like a piece of chalk or maybe a straw, something like that. That is this guy right here. That is our cylinder, circle on each end, being connected by one long round sheath, I guess we can call it. Okay. Down here, upside down cone. It's more like an ice cream cone. That one right there is our sphere. It's our basketball example. We've got another pyramid right here. It looks like a tent. Down here, it looks like to me that all of these faces are the same size in area, so that would tell me it's a cube. It's not quite like that book in the first example. Hey, soup can. We talked about soup cans earlier. That one is, once again, a cylinder. Different looking kind of cylinder than that one up there. That's more of our short, squat one that we had. And then, of course, a globe. The world is a sphere. World is round. So there we are. Real world examples. And that is similar to the next video that we're going to do as well. So I think I am going to wrap things up right there. Just remember, these are all three-dimensional objects, which means they have a height, a length, and a width. Where a two-dimensional object would just have a length and a width, wouldn't have a height to it, wouldn't have those three dimensions. And then a face is just a flat surface. Okay, a flat surface on a three-dimensional object. So, hopefully this helps. If you found this video helpful, if you found it interesting, if you enjoyed it, please drop a like, drop a comment, let me know. It helps me a lot to get some feedback, so if you have any other video ideas you want to throw my way, throw those in the comments below as well. I want to know. And if you want to be notified in the future of any other videos that I upload, do hit that subscribe button and ring that little bell right next to it, and you will be notified of any future videos that I upload. I am trying to get a whole bunch of videos uploaded at the current time. I'm doing a lot of math. At some point in time, I would like to get into maybe some reading, English, science, that kind of stuff. Any other kind of videos, too, that you want to see, let me know. But now that we're in summer, and we're heading into a new school year in a few months, I do want to get a lot of videos uploaded to help you, help your parents, maybe give you a new way of thinking about certain problems. Yeah. Explain things in a different way that maybe that your parents haven't had it explained to them, or maybe a different way that you, or than what you learn in class, in school. So, I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for the next video. We're going to talk one more video about these three-dimensional objects, except we're going to be using more than one at a time. Hint, hint. So, hopefully I'll see you there. Otherwise, until next time, have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, afternoon, and you all take care.